Welcome to another episode of the Cold Hard Facts with Sid Vicious, your right hand man. Now, again, my friend Anthony is sick. Sorry, guys, but no worries. Me and him will collaborate. We are a dream team, but we're not discussing that. We are discussing today professional wrestling, and I know some people are going to say that fake sport. Well, it's not really fake if you're Steve Austin who got his neck broken in the late 90s. Anyway, professional wrestling has went downhill. I grew up watching wrestling in the Attitude Era. WCW versus WWF. The Monday Night War between Nitro and Raw. That was the thing that you watched on Monday nights, other than Monday Night Football. That was the thing that you watched. And WCW for 84 straight consecutive weeks kicked WWF ass in the ratings until 1999 when WWF started coming back and they never looked back. You know, this is the 10-year anniversary of WCW going out of business. And when they went out of business, professional wrestling died. Also when ECW went out of business. I'm here today to discuss to you professional wrestling in a lost art form. WWE today is headlined by John Cena. You can't see me. I don't quit. I will not quit. John Cena, stop, okay? The reason why we can't see you, well, really we can see you. We just choose not to want to see you. I really hope you get your ass kicked next WrestleMania by The Rock. I want The Rock to come back full time. But I know he got movies, and plus that wouldn't be fair to the other guys who want to get their shot up and make a name for themselves. But WWE, you lost your, what's the word I'm looking for? Thunder. You lost your thunder. You was great in the late 90s, early 2000s, but then you just fell apart. And you know, I'm not going to complain like the internet smarks and marks do about the PG rating. I don't care about that because the rating has nothing to do with the quality of the show. You're putting out garbage quality. When you have on SmackDown, Randy Orton beating Christian for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Christian only having the title for 5 days and waited 18 years to win the belt, and you know, you have Orton beat him out of nowhere, it just kills the whole momentum that Christian built in winning the world title. Now you make the man a bad guy. Well, listen, there's a problem with that. When the fans cheer for you, you're not a bad guy. You're a good guy. You made a mistake right there, WWE. You made plenty of mistakes. But because I'm a diehard fan, I'm going to continue to sit and watch your product. Why? Because I am a diehard fan. And I want to see you guys get better. I really, really do. I grew up watching the Attitude Era. Raw is War. SmackDown when it was great. It's funny. This is also the 10th anniversary. Stone Cold Steve Austin whooped Booker T's ass in that supermarket. One of the greatest SmackDowns of all time. Who can ever forget that? So great. You don't get that these days. A couple of years ago, we got Triple H beating up Randy Orton in his house. That was corny, okay? You could tell it was fake. Well, the supermarket beatdown was fake too. But you could tell the house beatdown was especially fake. No real emotion whatsoever going into that whole thing. WWE, you need to get rid of the Hollywood writers that you have and have actual wrestling writers. Write the storylines. Have the wrestlers speak their minds. No scripted garbage. I truly believe the wrestlers like John Cena could be really good on a mic. Not if he's scripted, but if he's unscripted. Let the man speak his mind. He needs to speak his fucking mind. Please. Now, on to WCW, which was, it blew WWF out the water. Nobody saw them coming. NWO, Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. They just, every week you wanted to tune in and see what the NWO was going to do. You don't get that now in professional wrestling. You don't get the factor of me wanting to tune in every single week to see what so-and-so is going to do. You don't get that no more. You got that in WCW and WWF. You don't get that no more in the WWE. I don't look forward to watching Raw. And I know people will say, well, if you don't like watching WWE no more, why do you still watch it? Well, because I'm a diehard fan. It's like if you have a sports team who sucks, you keep on watching the team hoping it gets better because you're a diehard team. That's how I am about WWE. I'm a real diehard fan. Now, I watch TNA too. You know, I haven't been up to date with their shows lately because I had night schools on Thursday nights. But I caught some of the spoilers the last couple of weeks, and my God, I really don't know what they're doing in that product right now. I really don't. You know, okay, it's all over the place right now. Sting is your world heavyweight champion. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, Sting is in TNA right now. The man is 52 years old and he's world heavyweight champion. Why on God's green earth would a 52-year-old man be world heavyweight champion? Why? You got guys like Ric Flair running around still acting like he's 30. Now, he doesn't wrestle a lot. He wrestles off and on. But even when he does wrestle, I personally think he should have retired when he had that match with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. That was possibly Ric Flair's best match in this century. And it all got ruined because he wanted to come back and wrestle in TNA. Ric Flair, nobody wants to see you wrestle no more. We want to see you cut promos, but we don't want to see you wrestle no more. I do not want to see a 67-year-old man with man boobs and drooly looking skin going around the ring wrestling people. Nobody wants to see that. That is going to turn viewers off. Nobody wants to see Ric Flair moonshining females in the crowd. That's like seeing a 42-year-old man hit on 19-year-olds in a bar. You don't want to see that. It's embarrassing. I can't believe Ric Flair even still picks up women. I guess what they say is true, man. Money could get you everything. That's the only reason why he probably still banging women, because the man is definitely a shell of his former self. Hulk Hogan, why do you do this to yourself? Why? Can't you just let your ego go? Let the young guys get their shot? You keep appearing on TV almost every week. I'm sick of seeing your face, Hulk Hogan. This isn't the 80s no more. Hulkamania doesn't run wild no more. This isn't the 80s, all right? You reinvented yourself in WCW, but you can't reinvent yourself no more. There's only so many times you can reinvent yourself as a person before you're just stuck forever. Not saying that you don't have no fans whatsoever, because I'm still a fan of you, Hulk Hogan. I grew up, you know, as one of your Hulkamaniacs, but you just don't have it no more. You should just give it up. Professional wrestling seems like the only sport where 70-year-old men can still go at it in the ring. Hell, Terry Funk is like, what, 80 years old, and he's still wrestling in some shitty independent wrestling company right now, and he's the champion of that company. I guess if he didn't forfeit the title or lose it already. Man, 80 years old and he's still wrestling. It makes no sense. These dudes won't stop unless they die in that ring. And nobody wants another Owen Hart incident. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. You're still missed, man. My blessing goes out to the Hart family as I speak right now. Owen Hart was a great wrestler. Too bad that cocksucker known as Vince Russo had to end your life. That's another reason, man, why professional wrestling is bad. Vince Russo, one of the main reasons why WCW went out of business, him and his shoot-style promos, it's not good going out in front of a wrestling crowd and making it obvious that wrestling is fake. The fans know it's fake. You don't go out and make it obvious that it's fake. It's like if I'm in a movie and I turn around and wink at the camera and say, oh, by the way, this movie is fake right here, and I'm just acting. Everybody knows that you're acting. Everybody knows it's a movie and a show. You don't make it obvious that it's not real. You're killing off consumers right there, which is what you did, Vince Russo. Nobody believes that a man like you would be WCW World Heavyweight Champion, and yet you were WCW World Heavyweight Champion. The cameraman right now is shaking his head at me even saying this. Vince Russo was WCW World Heavyweight Champion. A fucking wrestling writer who booked his own self into the storylines with no wrestling experience was World's Heavyweight Champion. He beat Ric Flair in a one-on-one match. And if I was Ric Flair and I saw Vince